participants. Leading off tonight's events, comedian Ryan Marr. What does everybody want? A roast. Al Snow. Call him Eugene or call him Nick Dinsmore. Last year it was after. That's a step up. From Ring of Honor, ladies and gentlemen, Prince Nana! How many of you have the kayfabe commentaries release Missy Hyatt's Pajama Party? All right, make some room. Here she is, Amy Lee! Straight from her Emily Post training. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, comedian Sean Carlucci. The Dirty Dutchman, Filthy McNasty, Dutch Mantel. The nicest guy on this dais, Bob Holly. Here, Bob.
Right there.
Comedian Sean Morton. The First Lady of Pro Wrestling, the First Lady of Ring Roasts, Missy Hyatt. Together again, Loverboy Dennis, Beautiful Bobby, The Midnight Express. Your roast master for this evening, I demanded he make a normal entrance. Mr. Bill Apter.
Hello, everyone. A normal entrance.
As normal as you can
As
do.
normal as you can. Thank you, Sean. Sean Oliver, everyone. Welcome to Ring Roast 3. Ladies and gentlemen, could we all please rise to greet today our man of honor, the man who has made his living in this racket for so much racket. Ladies and gentlemen, James E. Cornette. Jim Cornette, everyone.
I didn't know they were all here. I didn't know you were all here. I thought we drew like 12 people.
Have a seat, Jim Cornette. We are right here, right here.
I've got no table here.
You have no table there, but you do have your racket. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Cornette. All right. And tonight, Jim Cornette,
My Sprite.
he needs a Sprite Zero, correct?
No, the stuff with sugar.
Oh, with
I'm full of
sugar.
sugar tonight.
I understood that you were on that.
Sit down, watch the top. I see it. Don't shake it.
I understood that you were on the Eric Bischoff diet there, where you were supposed to take a Sprite Zero, correct?
Now, if I was on Eric Bischoff's diet, I'd be supposed to take a suppository once a day because he's full of shit.
So, Jim Cornette, one of the greatest managers in the world. And Jim, I want to start off by some wisdom here about your mother.
We're just going to start right in.
About Mrs. Cornette. So, what's the
Hold
matter?
on just a minute here. Who you think you are?
Nothing. I just wanted.
Talking about somebody's mother.
Everybody talks about it. Don't we all talk about your mother?
You're gonna rain on his parade, ain't you, Mr. Comb Over? You've been combing that wig of yours over for 50 years now. And you're still combing it over. And you want to talk about, shut up. You want to talk about somebody else? Especially their mother? I don't think so.
Calm down. We had an incident with Scott Hall a few years
Ain't
ago.
even mad yet. I'm not even mad. Wait till I get mad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You want to talk?
Mr. Comb Over, I got something
What?
for you.
What?
I got a few words for you, Corny.
For what?
I made some jokes up myself. Hold him, Dennis. Okay, Bald Bill. It's bald, you can see what's on your mind.
Okay. We're supposed to be roasting Jim Cornette,
one
not
more.
roasting another one.
Yeah, Bald Bill is so bald that he took a shower, he got brainwashed.
Thank you very much, Bobby.
I'm not through
We
yet.
ain't
I'm
through.
not through.
We're not through by a
There are
long
three ways
shot.
a man wears his hair.
3 ways a man
Parted,
wears his hair.
Unparted, or Bald Bill departed. Okay, now
Okay, thank you.
Not Bald
Let's-
Bill. Hold on, Bald Bill. Had to stop playing volleyball because people used to swing at his head. Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much. Great material, probably written by Vince Russo. It was that good. So,
Hey! Hold him, Bobby. Hey, hold him.
Hey, wait a
I'm
minute.
tired, sick and tired of that comb over. I'm gonna do something about it.
Come down.
I'm gonna do something about it. I'm trying to look at that. That comb over right there has cost us a lot of matches because your head used to blind us when we was in the ring. Now take that and put it in your pipe and smoke it.
See there? See how you get treated?
6 years ago, I would have smoked it.
Well, I would have too.
Wow, that brought them to their knees.
I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
No, that's okay.
No, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this.
Listen, Bill, you like the old school shtick, right? So this is
Yeah,
part of the
but
old school shtick.
It's not old school.
You like the Jerry Lewis stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
but
this is
not
part
this
of it.
stuff.
Come on.
Not this stuff.
You don't think this is the old school stuff?
No, it's old. No.
Don't make me cut
Very
the rest
funny.
of
Yeah,
it
watch.
off.
I think they got your glasses. Take them off for a second. 'cause
What?
you got that. Hey, take your glasses off for a second. 'Cause I think that.
What?
You want the old school shtick? You want the old school shtick?
I didn't come here for this. I was just emceeing
How
this
long is
thing.
it going to take to get to the entertainment portion of the
My
program?
God. You want it?
What's that?
You want it?
Do I want what?
The old school shtick.
I like old school shtick. Yeah.
give it to him?
Give it to me.
Give it,
Okay.
give
I
it
don't
to
mind old.
Here's your old school shtick.
Live from Monroe, New Jersey, it's Ring Roast 3. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Bill After, and right now the comedy of Ryan Mayer. Thank you all for being here tonight. Woo! That's on.
What about that one? Is that on?
That's on too. That's on too. Thank you very much.
Don't step in
What the fuck?
How do I follow that? My agent is so fucking fired, it's not even funny. How we doing tonight? Come on. Welcome to Ring Roast 3. How we feel? You gotta do better than that. That was bullshit. Make some noise. Come on. The Roast of Jim Cornette. Come on. This is my third ring roast, my third appearance with kayfabe commentaries. My first appearance was the Roast of Iron Sheik. This my third appearance, the Roast of Jim Cornette. Last year I was here for the funeral of Terry Funk. That was... What the fuck was that last year? If you bought that DVD, you need $20 back in refund. That was... Everyone coming up here, you gotta roast somebody controversial. Fucking everybody loves Terry Funk. Nobody had anything mean to say about him, right? That was superstar Billy Graham comes up, gives him a paint-by-numbers portrait. What the fuck was that all about? But I've been fucking lied to from the beginning because they told me that I was gonna be roasting the greatest manager of all time, and Bobby Heenan is nowhere to be found tonight, so what the fuck is going on here? And then they kept lying. The lies keep rolling in. They told me that the greatest tag team of all time, the former NWA World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express, were gonna be here. I see Bombastic Bob. Where the fuck is Bodacious Bart? Come on. Loverboy Dennis and Beautiful Bobby. How about a hand for them, huh? A lot of people don't know this, but the name The Midnight Express and their theme music was taken from a 1978 film about a Turkish prison. And other than that, the gimmick really doesn't have much to do with the topic of the film, except every time I sat through a Midnight Express match, I felt like I was being tortured in a Turkish prison, so... And Loverboy Dennis Condrey, the only place you would be called a Loverboy is inside of a Turkish prison. What the fuck? And Beautiful Bobby, you know, Bobby, you are an incredible athlete, Mr. Eaton, but beautiful you are not, okay? You are about as beautiful as Billy Bob Thornton in Sling Blade, all right? But at least that retard could cut a decent promo, I don't know. It's all with love, sir, it's all with love. Don't kick my ass. Al Snow, how about my friend Al Snow, how about a hand for him, let him hear it. I love Al Snow, but enough already. When did you fucking smart marks start to make him the professor of ring psychology, okay? Where the fuck did that come from? This guy got his start in the WWF by being Leif Cassidy, for Christ's sakes, okay? His job was to babysit Marty Jannetty and clean his puke when he took too many somas. That is not great ring psychology. Now Al is, he's an actor. I don't know if you've seen any of his films. No, you haven't, of course not, right? But he has a dubious distinction with filmmaker James Cameron. He does. One of the great filmmakers, James Cameron. James Cameron's Avatar was a box office smash and surpassed Titanic. Al Snow's Avatar bombed at the box office and sank like the Titanic. So it all worked out. Thank you. I try, Al. I try. It's mean. It's a fucking roast, sweetheart. What do you want? Come on. Amy Lee is the only one up here who scares me, by the way. How about a hand for Amy Lee? I know they can all kick my ass, but Amy Lee scares the shit out of me. But enough with Al Snow. I mean, this guy only got a push because he asked, what does Pat Patterson want? There you go. Another very nice guy, Prince Nana. Who invited Saba Simba? What the fuck's he doing here? Come on. Prince Nana, man. You know what? I met him 8 years ago on the Jersey Indies, and this guy had the balls to tell me that if he wasn't a professional wrestler, he'd be the heir to the throne of Ashanti in Ghana. Really? Come on, you couldn't even work for R&B singer Ashanti. What the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, please. What the fuck? Oh, really? Come on, relax. If you were a pro wrestler, you'd be the king of Ghana. No, if you weren't a pro wrestler, you'd be on the cover of National Geographic with a wooden rod going through your chin. Let's be honest. It's a roast, people. It's a roast. Oh, my God. First Lady of Wrestling, Missy Hyatt. How about a nice hand for Missy? Stole the show last year. What a title that is, the First Lady of Wrestling. Lots of great women in this business have claimed that title. Fabulous Moolah, Sensational Sherry, Miss Elizabeth. Shit, actually, you're the last Lady of Wrestling by my calculations. What the fuck? Oh, really? They didn't give a fuck about you, Mark, so stop it, all right? Missy gets shit on a lot, and she, not just figuratively, in her sex life also. I don't know, I heard she's into some kinky shit. But you know what? Some people call Missy the Anna Nicole Smith of professional wrestling, and that's not right. That's not fair. She hasn't OD'd yet, okay? She's more like the Pamela Anderson of professional wrestling, and I think she deserves that respect. So how about a hand for Missy Hyatt? Let her hear it. Come on. Think about it, though. She really is the Pamela Anderson of pro wrestling. In the 90s, both of them were stunning blonde bombshells that were the object of desires of their entire male fan base. They have both fucked an astronomical amount of delusional, long-haired, having, spandex-wearing drug addicts whose careers peaked in the 80s. Come on. And they both have hepatitis C. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Pamela... Dirty Dutch Mantel. How about a hand for Dirty Dutch, huh? Mr. Mantel has been known by many names throughout his illustrious career. Wayne Cowan, Dirty Dutch, Texas Dirt, Uncle Zebekiah. But sir, to me, you will always be fondly remembered as the guy who butt-fucked Ned Beatty in Deliverance. Awesome. You got a purty mouth, boy. Eugene, what are you laughing at? You were the retarded kid playing the banjo. What the fuck? For a guy who I am legitimately fucking scared of, Bob Holly. How about you? Give a hand for Bob Holly. Come on. Bob was married to, in my opinion, the sexiest WWE diva of all time, Kathy Dingman, a.k.a. BB the EMT. You guys remember her? You are married to her? All right, well, you were fucking her, so you got to get credit for that. There you go. That relationship didn't work out, though, because when old Thurman Sparky Plug put her in the passenger seat of one of his stock car races, she kept saying, honey, make a left, honey, make a left, honey, make a left. She wasn't too smart. Swing and a miss. Okay, fuck it. Bob, I'm sorry that relationship didn't stand the test of time, but you know what? If you're still into hot, big-titted, ditzy blondes that have no place in the wrestling business, I heard Lacey Von Erich is single, so... What the fuck, people? And Bob Holly has the reputation of being one of the most legit tough guys in all of professional wrestling. I think he's earned that reputation. But you know what? Don't shoot the messenger, Mr. Holly. A lot of people call you a coward and a bully who picks his shots. I'm not one of them. And I'll give you an example of exactly how Bob Holly protects this business through and through. When 6'3", 265-pound, current UFC and former WWE heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar broke this man's neck, Bob Holly didn't seek retribution. He didn't seek any revenge, because sure, he could have kicked Brock Lesnar's ass, but that would have hurt the business. But when 5'9", 185-pound Matt Cappotelli got a little overzealous, I think I covered everybody up here, except the man of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Cornette, let him hear it. I heard a lot of things about, I actually went on the internet and I watched a video of you freaking out at a Dairy Queen drive-thru. Going nuts on this fat, overweight, uneducated woman behind the window, calling her unspeakable names. That wasn't right. Amy Lee has feelings too, all right? Ha! I heard you do have the biggest dick up here if it weren't for Prince Nana, so what the fuck? I read that when you were a kid, you installed a 10-foot antenna on the roof of your house in order for you to be able to watch as much wrestling as possible. My God, if there was only a loving God that could have delivered a merciful lightning strike on that day, huh? But I read you're an atheist, and I'm kind of astounded by that, because how could you not believe in God? I mean, look at your career. If it weren't for God, you'd be fucking bussing tables at some truck stop Shoney's in Louisville, for Christ's sake. Oh, I'm sorry, Lowellville. I apologize. Oh, really? Jim, you are one of the most recognizable men in all of pro wrestling history. You're always adorned in your multicolored polyester, covered in sweat from head to toe, and carrying your ever-present tennis racket. You're like a flamboyant Arthur Ashe, just too fat to have AIDS. Hey, us fat guys will never have AIDS, okay? Until I watched that movie Precious starring Awesome Kong, and I was like, oh shit. So, then I got a little nervous. And why do you wear polyester only? You had that no-talent piece of shit New Jack working for you in SMW. You couldn't make him pick some cotton and make you a suit? What the fuck? Jim, I love you, but your lousy one-liners, your irritating drawl, and your constant reinforcement of Southern stereotypes, you make Larry the Cable Guy look like Lawrence the Rocket Scientist, okay? The fuck? You founded Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and I'm sorry. I'm not too familiar with that product, probably because I never have used my mouth to clean my cousin's shit off my uncle's dick, so I apologize. But were you really the brain power behind that infamous Boots the Cat angle with Boo Bradley, Chris Candido, and Tammy Sitch? I mean, come on, really? That was impressive booking. Instead of Boot the Cat, you should have had Boot the Cunt and fired Tammy Sitch on the spot. What the fuck? You've been wearing those super thick glasses for 25 years now. Come on. Those glasses are so thick you can see the future, which makes me wonder why you didn't kill yourself 5 years ago. What the fuck? So many people, everywhere you go, so many people hate you. You burn bridges constantly. You are to bridges what earthquakes are to Haiti, for Christ's sake. What the fuck? You smacked Santino Marella in the face, and then a few years later, he challenged you to a fight, and you said, at this stage of my career, I don't need to fight a jobber with a drinking problem. Yet leading up to Ring Roast 3, you challenged a writer to a fist fight who has a crack smoking problem if he thinks his product is actually watchable. What the fuck? And what did you mean by this stage of your career? Come on, Jim. Your career has about as much air left in its lungs as the members of Camp Cornette. What the fuck, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. That was not a closer, apparently, huh? I will say, no, it is an honor. You know, some of my friends are here and some people from the Northeast Independents. I was a manager, and that's why I'm always in awe of these guys, because these guys are actual athletes and wrestlers. But you brought managing to a whole other level. You made it cool to be a manager, you know what I'm saying? And I related. The whole mama's boy gimmick. I'm 27, I still live in my parents' basement, and by the looks of the draw tonight, I ain't leaving anytime soon, so. What? Yeah, drink another hard lemonade, you fuck. What are you talking about? What the fuck is going on here? Getting heckled by wrestling fans. It really is over for me. What the fuck is going on? No, but you are, really. I think that if you're not a little bit hated, especially in the wrestling business, you're not doing anything right. And you are just as much respected. No one can take that away from you. And you know what? You don't like Santino Marella, you don't like Vince Russo, but they don't have anything you have. They don't have the class, the wisdom, the knowledge, the respect. The only thing that the both of them have are jobs in a major wrestling company. So, Mr. Cornette, thanks for letting me make fun of you. You're an awesome sport. Thank you, sir.
Look at this one. Where's my chainsaw?
Where's your chainsaw? Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you very much, Ryan Mayer, everybody. Excellent set. Right now, this is the hair that I've always wanted to have. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on our next roaster. You all know him as Giving. Is that whose toupee? What the fuck? It's mine now. Ladies and gentlemen, he gives head, he gets head. Al Snow. Do you know where that hand mic is, by any chance? No. Did they take it? Now, before Al Snow goes ahead and talks about Jim Cornette, there's something that Al Snow was taught by me probably, how many years ago?
Wait, Bill, why don't you take a seat and slip into something more comfortable like a coma, okay?
Okay.
And here's a quarter. You can go call your friends and bring back the change, okay?
Thank you.
Sure. So Ryan's up here telling kid-touching jokes, and I tell him to call his friends and bring back the change, and you go, aw. All right. I see how this is going to be. I see. Smells like ranch in here. It must be all the white people. That was racist? We're talking about Prince not his dick, and now it's racist to talk about the white people?
Where's New Jack when we need him?
Well, as you can see, Amy Lee is up at the dais. Some people say that Amy Lee is a little vulgar, and that would be because her mouth is dirtier than a wicker toilet seat. Thank you. Amy and I were talking outside. She swore to me she couldn't have crabs because she was still a virgin. And I said, well, apparently your cherry is rotted because they must be fruit flies then. Ryan Marr. Just want you to know, Ryan, there are several people in this world that I find obnoxious, and you are all of them. There was something I liked about you, Ryan, but apparently you spent it. Ryan has a lot in common with the Bermuda Triangle. They've both swallowed a lot of semen. Prince Nada, hey, buddy, don't feel bad. A lot of people don't have talent. And apparently, the only thing that you brought to this job was the same thing you bring to everyone, your car.
That's fucking funny, people.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. And Bobby Eaton, what a hero. This guy is amazing, is he not? Bobby, do you ever wonder what life would be like if you'd had enough oxygen at birth? And Dennis, whoever told you to be yourself couldn't have given you worse fucking advice, I tell you. Missy Hyatt, Missy, told me not to be upset about anything she might say. She didn't want to hurt my feelings. That is so sweet of her. Missy loves medical science in spite of what it's done to her. Missy asked the doctor what it would take to make her look good, and he said, I don't know, about a mile or two. Missy, people say you're a slut, but you know, you're not. You just happen to fall down a naked man mountain with your legs open. I've always been curious, is your vagina still considered a private part? And don't tell me Missy isn't talented. I once saw her queef a balloon poodle with a leftover condom. Nick Dinsmore. Nikki, no one should be punished for accidental birth, but you look too much like a wreck not to be. I certainly hope you're sterile. And just because you have sex with a girl who weighs twice as much as a normal girl does not make it a threesome, Nick. When Nick went home for Christmas, his mom kept poking him with a wire hanger, and he asked her what she was doing. She said, something I should have done years ago, son. Dutch Mantel. Dirty Dutch. So that's what they meant by dark and handsome. When it's dark, you're fucking handsome. Don't get me wrong, I've seen people like you, but I've had to pay admission for it before. I bet your mom has a loud bark. Dutch's dad married his mom because he wanted to have children. Imagine how disappointed he was when you came out.
It's all in front.
Thank you.
It's a roast.
Sean Carlucci. After meeting you, I've decided I am in favor of abortion in cases of incest. At least you're not as obnoxious as Ryan. You're just obnoxious in a different and worse way. I hear you were born on a farm. Are there any more left in the litter? Bob Holly. Bob doesn't know the word fear. He doesn't know the meaning of the word fear, but of course he doesn't know the meaning of many other words either. Bob, I certainly don't know what makes you so dumb, but it apparently works really well. And I know you're nobody's fool, but don't worry, someone will fucking adopt you someday. I'm not saying you're stupid, but Bob, you couldn't get a clue if it were clue mating season covered in clue musk and you were doing the fucking clue mating dance. Finally, to the man of the hour, Jim Cornette. You know, Jimmy,
Thank you. You may have
I've known Jimmy for many, many years, haven't I, Jimmy? Yes. And if we were to kill everyone that Jimmy hates, it wouldn't be murder, it would be genocide. I was just curious, Jimmy, after all this time, do you want me to accept you as you are, or do you want me to like you? Just want you guys to know that Jimmy got married not too long ago, right? A couple years ago? Yeah. Where's your lovely wife, Sin? Jimmy's obviously happily married. It's too bad that Sin isn't. And I'm sorry. You know, Jimmy, perhaps your whole purpose in life is to simply serve as a warning to others. The next time you get angry and you want to lower your blood pressure, just slit your wrists, okay? Jesus would suggest you just turn the other cheek, but it's too bad it's just as ugly. Sin said you were like cement, said it takes you 2 days to get hard. What are 3 two-letter words you hear all the time, Jimmy, that say small? Is it in? It was so hot this summer, Jimmy asked Sin, what do you think the neighbors would think if I mowed the lawn naked? And Sin said, obviously that I married you for your money. Jimmy's mom often wanted to drown her troubles, but the problem was she could never get Jimmy to go swimming. And she took him everywhere she went. The problem was that Jimmy kept finding his way back home. So,
He got that one.
moving along here. Let's see here, Prince Nada. You're so short, your hair smells like feet. Dutch was thinking about growing his sideburns longer and thicker because they look so good on his sister. Ryan, you're going to apparently have to learn to masturbate with your left hand because you're starting to look like a pro bowler. Bill Apter, your breath is so bad when you speak, your teeth duck. Bob, I literally don't know what your problem is, but I'm sure it's hard to pronounce. Anyways, my therapist said it was okay to take risks, so let's cue up the hookers and blow. And Jimmy, I would just like to say that I truly and genuinely respect you, and I do love you in a completely heterosexual way. And I have to tell you that I can count on one hand the people that have done anything for me in this business, and Jim Cornette is absolutely, without a doubt, one of them. He gave me a break in the wrestling business with Smoky Mountain, and then when I came up to WWF, there was a point in time, because of mistakes of my own, that I was on the fence, and Jimmy, I remember standing in the ring, Jimmy managed me as Shinobi against Shawn Michaels, and Jimmy stood in the ring and told me, you know, I believe in you. And that meant the absolute world to me. And I'm always and will always be in your debt, Jimmy, and I will always be your friend.
Thank you, Alex. We're not going to do it, are we? Oh, come on. Come on.
Save this word to the posterity.
Yeah. I got to bring this up. Let's all hear for Al Snow, by the way. And yes, I'm keeping this hat on for the whole roast. About 10 years ago, this is back in Smoky Mountain, I came over to Al Snow and I asked him if he had a good memory. And he said, yeah, kind of. There's this thing I do with a lot of people. It's a lot of fun at parties and stuff called the Jerry Lewis Memory Test. Any of you know it?
Of course not.
Okay. No, you never
These
know.
people have lives.
Anyway, most people only get up to number 7. This guy learned it in took about an hour, and now he can do the whole thing in probably 15 seconds. So would you like to hear him do this thing? There's 10 of these things. He's gonna do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Snow and the Jerry Lewis Memory Test. Go. 1, 2, 3, go.
1 hen, 2 ducks, 3 3 squawking geese, 4 limerick oysters, 5 corpulent porpoises, 6 pairs of Don Alvarez's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonians in full bridal array, 8 brass monkeys from the secret sacred crypts of Egypt, 9 apathetic, sympathetic, diabetic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity toward procrastination and sloth, 10 lyrical, spherical, diabolical denizens who haul, stall, crawl around the corner of the quay, the quay of the quarry all at the same time.
You got it.
I'm just like a monkey at the zoo, and I'll even throw my shit at you.
You just did. Al Snow, everybody. We do have, Sean Oliver did invite several people here this evening who could not be here, and I was asked to please read their emails. This one was from an invitee by the name of Terry Taylor. You all know Terry Taylor? Jim Cornette? Yeah. And it said, Sean, thank you for the invitation. I think it would be a lot of fun. However, I don't think Jimmy would want me there. I appreciate the thought, but out of respect to Jim Cornette on this night, I respectfully decline. Signed, Terry Taylor, Director of Talent Relations, TNA Entertainment.
I'm grateful to him for declining. Thank you.
Now, somebody else mentioned your lovely wife, Sin. Listen, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I got to do this, okay? The Cornettes were nice enough a few weeks ago to invite me into their home, and they said, just go through it. You can see all this wrestling memorabilia. I went into the bathroom, and you know, we all read in the bathroom. There happened to be a magazine in there, and I didn't know what it was. It was the latest issue of Playgirl magazine. Right? Okay, I'm sorry. I had to do this. So I thumbed through it out of curiosity, of course, and I opened it up to the centerfold, and I couldn't believe what I found. Can you all see this? I'm sorry. Can you see this? Jim? The centerfold of Vince Russo in this month's Playgirl magazine.
I was wondering where that was at.
You were wondering where it was at. It's here now. Enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, let's welcome a man we used to know as Eugene, and we used to know him as Nick Dinsmore. So let's bring both of them up here right now. Nick Eugene Dinsmore. By the way, the note on that said, since you have such a hard-on for Vince Russo, enjoy that.
Bill, take your Merkin hat and sit down.
Oh, I love it.
Now, I know tonight's supposed to be a night of laughing and fun, but really I would like to be serious for just a second and speak to everyone about something that I believe in. And I know everybody's seeing the news. They've just released all those minors. Jerry Lawler finally unlocked his front door. When I was asked to pay tribute to somebody who's contributed so much to the professional wrestling business, somebody who's offered their entire life, somebody who's so passionate, I said I would love to roast Vince Russo. But they gave me Jim Cornette. You know, it's kind of an unusual concept to pay homage, to pay tribute to someone that we admire by making fun of them. I don't know if I could embarrass someone that actually managed Mantar. Or is best friends with Kenny Bolin. You know, actually, X-Pac wanted to be here tonight, but he couldn't fit his weed in the overhead compartment. Billy Gunn wanted to be here tonight, but I guess he had a hot date. Kenny Bolin actually did. What was that? I apologize. Kenny Bolin actually did have a hot date tonight, but her mom wouldn't let her out on a school night. Amy Lee!
What?
I'd never actually met you until tonight, you know? I know, we never worked in the same territory, but the last time I saw a woman that large, I woke up next to her with a hangover and a mouthful of flour. But Missy Hyatt over here, Missy, I ruined more posters of Missy Hyatt when I was growing up. I met her not too long ago. She's actually been getting a lot of work lately. Most of it's on her face and her tits. Now, I'm not one to gossip, so you didn't hear this from me, okay? But the rumor has it that Missy Hyatt sucked off so many wrestlers that she actually spits out somas. Prince Nana's here! Yes! Just to fill our quota. They actually wanted Ken Anderson tonight, but all I could afford was Bob Holly. I didn't actually realize that Al Snow was here tonight. I guess without Head, he gets no reaction. But Dirty Dutch Mantell is here tonight. You know, oh, is he? Well, fuck, he's not here, but son of a bitch. When I first got into business, I met Dutch Mantell. He came in, he goes, "Kid, so you think you're a weightlifter?" I used to bench about 540. 5:45, sometime around then. Now, you know, Dutch Mantell is a veteran in our business. I don't want to say he's old, but when they said the Monday Night Wars were starting back up, the old bastard fucking enlisted at Old Navy. Got both the Midnight Express here. How many actually people were actually in the Midnight Express? We had Dennis Condrey, we had Bobby Eaton, we had Stan Lane. I've heard you actually say that Big Bubba Rogers was an honorary member. Randy Rhodes, Norville Austin. Okay. We had Bart Gunn, Bob Holly. Last time I saw a collection of guys like that, it was the Village People. Honestly, Dennis, I just met you earlier. I have nothing for you. But then again, everybody on this panel has heard that from the WWE creative. But I love Bobby Eaton. Bobby was in Louisville, Kentucky at OVW with us. I actually convinced Bobby Eaton to cut his mullet. I missed Bobby so much when he moved that I bought the Bobby Eaton shoot interview. 2 hours of videotaped interview, 6 minutes of understandable dialogue. And we got these comedians down here. Has anybody ever heard of these guys? These guys are actually sit-down comedians on their way to stand up. Some comedians actually make their living doing roasts like this. Jeffrey Ross is one of them. He's actually very good. Yeah, he is. He's very good. They asked him to do the roast here. He said, Jim Cornette, isn't he the manager with the cell phone? But I love Jimmy. I worked with him for over 5 years in Louisville, Kentucky. He used to come in every day with those big glasses on. Do you think somebody would have warned him that masturbation causes blindness? Jim and Sin invited me to their wedding. Their wedding invitation was phenomenal. It looked like a wrestling program. The match made in heaven versus the match made in hell. The bottom still said card subject to change. Now, if you don't know Jim, some people say that he might be stuck in the 80s. His normal attire is Zubas. His catchphrases sound like that they were written by John Hughes. His home dirty movies, the soundtrack is Donna Summer, She Works Hard for the Money. That video made around more times than Sin. Sorry. I was actually a bit nervous to roast Jimmy because he tends to get a bit upset, a bit loud, a bit nervous. Our times in Louisville, Kentucky, he fired me twice, true story. He threatened to shoot me once, true story. It was common practice to see him beating his own car with a baseball bat. True story, true story. That car took a beating almost as well as Santino Marella. But honestly, Jimmy, you've given me something in this business that nobody else has. You've given me the ability to provide for my family doing something that I love. I mean, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and absolutely, I love you, Jimmy. Thank you.
Thank you, boy. Look at my nose, damn it.
What's the pie? Where's the pie?
The scissors.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Nick Dinsmore, everyone. Eugene. By the way, here is a Jim Cornette fun fact. Did you people know that Jim Cornette started in the business as a wrestling photographer? Yeah. And he was the photographer who took all the classic pictures of Jerry the King Lawler against Andy Kaufman. Yeah. Yeah. And we used to pay Jim Cornette $10 a pop for photos back at the days of The Wrestler and Inside Wrestling and Pro Wrestling. How much do we still owe you?
We'll talk about that
We'll talk about that later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now from Ring of Honor, let's welcome Prince Nana.
Bill, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bill, you look like Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, my friend. My God, disgusting. How's everyone doing here tonight, huh? How's everyone doing? We're here celebrating. You know, I was, Ring of Honor made a big announcement a few years ago saying that someone was coming into the Federation, someone that I can learn from, someone that I would be able to admire, someone that I'd be able to pattern myself after. I walked in the door and realized Paul Heyman wasn't going to be there. But instead, I had to do and work with this guy here, Mr. Jim Cornette. It's sad, though. It's sad because Jim Cornette, he really does hate black people. He does. He really does hate black people. There's nothing wrong with that because I hate black people too. All right? Okay? But I do remember meeting him for the first time with the Midnight Express reunion. I remember that. Jim, why'd you hit me so hard with that racket in my nuts, huh? Jesus Christ. I know I have some big black balls, but goddamn, my friend. Jesus. Another good thing about Jim Cornette, he recognizes and realizes talent. When I walked in there, you know who he told me I reminded him of? Billy D. Williams, all right? And I took that as a huge, huge compliment, all right? Unbelievable. Come on, people, laugh, all right? My goodness. Jim Cornette is so good. When I was a kid, I was about 15 years old watching him with Yokozuna and all those guys. I used to masturbate to this guy doing his stuff in the ring when he spoke, huh? Even today, when I'm at the Ring of Honor shows at the arena, I pull myself in the corner and you see myself doing a little square dance in the corner, you know? My God.
Too much information.
Too much information. Jeez. This is a roast. You know, it's crazy because if Jim Cornette asks you for 5 minutes, or rather should I say this, if you ask Jim Cornette for 5 minutes, that's exactly what you're gonna get. Everything you need to know in 5 minutes, plus a vest from Old MacDonald Had a Farm, all right? Okay, but if Jim Cornette asks you for 5 minutes, you might get fired, all right? It's simple as that. It's simple. I also witnessed Jim Cornette fart, my friend. I witnessed it. By the way, everybody sitting on this panel, I'm gonna fuck your wife tonight, later on, room 302. Amy Lynn and Missy, I'm sorry, I don't fuck guys, all right? Amy Lee, it looks like you got punched in the face. Is that plastic surgery on your lip, or what is that? My God, you know I love you. Amy Lee, oh, I thought she was this way. My God, my goodness. Hey, fat boy, what are you laughing at over there? Don't you need another Twinkie in your mouth, huh? Look at this guy. You look like you're about to throw up. My God. It's crazy. You know, the funny thing is that Jim Cornette, and I'm not going to stay up here forever and watch you guys staring at me. I have better things to do. But Jim Cornette, my friend here, is definitely a breath of fresh air in the Ring of Honor locker room. There's only one guy that can come in there and bring realism to the company, and that's this man right here, Jim Cornette. There's only one guy, all right? One guy other than Ric Flair who gets about $20,000 a show, and that's this guy right here, Mr. Jim Cornette. And everyone, oh yes he does, my friend. And everybody at Ring of Honor just want to say, thank you, Jim, for being there for us, and we look forward to more times with you, my friend. Thank you. All right? Thank you so much. Come on. Thank you. Easy, right? Jesus Christ.
Bill, I want to register as a complaint.
Go right ahead.
Ryan, why couldn't I follow that?
I don't make the list. I just say it like it is here. Ladies and gentlemen, the hysterical sense of humor of Prince Nana. Let's hear it. And historical there as well. Well, when I was growing up, there was a movie called The Mouse That Roared. It was one of my favorite movies with Peter Sellers. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, here's The Mouth That Roared, Amy Lee. Don't watch your language.
Listen, first of all, I'm fucking drunk. I've been drinking double jacks all fucking night, so I don't care what the fuck you think. Number 2, Prince Nana, you're my fucking token black friend. Al Snow, you're fucking my best friend, Cindy Bobcat. God bless you. Keep laying the pipe, motherfucker. Dutch Mantel, I love you. I know TNA will never hire me because I'm a fat fuck. So guess what? FDS don't mean forget the soap. Bill Abner? Yeah. You'd make a great fucking Catholic priest.
For a Jew?
Fuck it, your fucking dick is kosher. Who cares? Bill Holly, I fucking adopted you. You're my fucking chia pet. Missy Hyatt, everybody else talked about your fuck stories. I'm not starting. Ryan Mayer, you still look like a prick with fucking ears. Eugene, I'm impressed that you can dig corn out of the shit of someone's ass when you put your thumb up it. And Jim Cornette, I'll get to you later. Al, don't talk. Don't steal my fucking heat. This is my fucking limelight. I'm not a celebrity like the rest of you. I still can't figure out why the fuck they booked me for this shit.
We can't either. No.
Yeah, don't steal my heat, Abner. You're wearing Gino Moore's fucking toupee. I think the last time he saw pussy was Meow Mix in the fucking supermarket aisle. You know what I mean? I'm still fucking confused and I'm drunk and I'm blind, so I'm really fucked up. Shut the fuck up. I don't need your cheers because you know you're giving all your money to Missy Hyatt to see her fucking pussy. But Jim Cornette, I came here to just fucking pay my respects and this fucker has to start with the fat fucking jokes. What the fuck, Jim? I see you're carrying your pussy in your tie every fucking where you go. Shut the fuck up. It's not about you. It's all about me. So just fucking mind your own business, okay? Because you know what? 3/4 of you fucking people don't have fucking teeth, can't get laid in a whorehouse with a fistful of $1,000 bills, and you know what? You use more peroxide between me and Bobby fucking Eaton. But anyway, they said to roast Jim Cornette. Only thing I can say is, fuck you and your booze, you cocksucker. Because you know what? You're a fucking nobody. At least they booked me and paid me for this shit, you fucking jute bag. Go boo somebody else, you fucking dick. If you want to boo me, come up here and I'll skull fuck you. It's the first time you got laid, like Eric Sims on his honeymoon night. I never claimed to be a superstar. I'm fat, I'm fucked up, I'm a bleached blonde. But fuck you all, because I got a pension, annuity, profit sharing. That's why Bob Holly became my fucking friend tonight. Right, Bob? Right, Bob? Don't leave me hanging, fucker. This fucking girl don't know me. She bought me Jack Daniels. She's probably my BFF on fucking Facebook. But as for Jim Cornette, I was just going to come here and say, I like you. I remember the days we fucking grazed together and all that shit with Dennis fucking Corluzzo when fucking Gino Moore was a fucking retarded sound guy. Oh, wait, he still fucking is. Yo, Ryan, don't steal my heat. Just because you get booked in the clubs don't mean you're getting pussy tonight. And, but as for Jim Cornette, roast him. Really, I can't fucking break the balls of any of these guys because I'm a fucking nobody and they're all fucking somebody. They've been on TV. What the fuck did I ever work for? A bunch of fucking jabronis with a fucking $20 payday. Jesus Christ, you're more fucking anal than a clogged up asshole. But Jim Cornette, I'm supposed to roast you. I really can't. I mean, I know you carry your racket because it's bigger than your fucking cock, but what the fuck? But you know what? You carry your pussy everywhere. Look at this fucking tie. It's leopard print. You know, what the fuck? But anyway, I just want to say, Jimmy, you are fucking fat. Just as fucking fat as me. You're fucking all that. And if it wasn't for fucking guys like you, all these fucking jabronis out here wouldn't fucking have a job these days. Look at Ryan Mayer. He's fucking riding your fucking coattail like Pat Patterson riding the Brooklyn Ballers fucking asshole. You know, Dennis Condrey, Bobby Eaton, I can't roast them. They fucking dealed with Jim Cornette all the time. He's the cheapest fucking man. He's more cheaper than fucking Eric Sims and fucking Abner here. You know, and they're fucking Jews.
You want some money?
You couldn't fucking afford my fat ass. I pay by the fucking poundage. I'm like a fucking buffet. $1.99 a pound, and I'm a big motherfucker. So anyway, Jimmy, you are fat. You're fucking all that. Prince Nana, you're my fucking token black friend, because fucking New Jack always goes to fuck the jail. Al, keep fucking Cindy Bobcat, because when you do, she's nice to me. Fucking Dutch Mantel, you'll never hire me, so fuck it. You know, and the rest of you guys, fuck is. You know, I don't care. So anyway, I'm drunk. I'm going back to drink Jack. Jim Cornette, enjoy your night of roasting. Everybody else, I hope you get fucking late. Where's Kathy Fitz?
She's in the hotel.
And anyway, Bill Abner, even fucking Missy Hyatt and Kathy Fitz wouldn't fucking you. They got principles and morals, and that's fucked up. So anyway, everybody else, thank you for coming out. Fuck yous, I don't care. I'm drunk. Fuck yous. Goodbye. I don't fucking know. I don't care.
That was great.
Fucking clap! I wore fucking Argyle instead of leather, you cocksuckers! What the fuck?
If you'd like to join the Amy Lee fan club, what's that URL? What's that? What's the URL for her fan club? If you'd like to join that. Well, only one person may be able to follow that. Ladies and gentlemen, the comedy of Sean Carlucci. Good luck.
Oh, you guys having fun? Doing all right? Oh, man. You know, with guys like Nick Dinsmore, Bob Holly, and Jim Cornette on this roast, I gotta wonder, did they book this lineup off of Johnny Ace's shit list? I don't know. Oh, man. Amy Lee over here, the Anna Nicole Smith of the indie circuit. Not bad. Okay. Oh. Although I gotta say, Amy, I'm a fan of yours. You are a good worker. You know, you treat every match like it's a brawl in a back alley.
Are you fucking drunk? Because I know I am. My matches.
Okay, moving right along. This is going as planned. No bumps in the road yet. I'm liking this. Good style. No, Amy, I'm a fan of yours. You know, you treat every match like it's a brawl in a back alley. Mainly because that's the only place you can get booked. Oh, boo.
You paid for pussy, fuckface.
I know, I heard your roast. Fuck, fuck, fuck. All right. This is fun. No, we got some great old school names up here. You know, Dutch Mantel. You know, his nickname is Dirty. Named, of course, after how fans felt after watching his TNA storylines he wrote. All right. We got Bob Holly up here. You know, Bob Holly, he served a very important role during the Attitude Era, since every card needed a bathroom break match. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a fan of Bob Holly. I love it, because the guy gets stiff with every opponent. But you know, I'm kind of surprised you can, Bob. After all the juice you're on, I don't think you can get stiff with anyone. Really, that got groans? It's a fucking roast. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, Al Snow is here. Great wrestler, great technical wrestler. Yes. You know, Al Snow's gimmick was a schizophrenic nut job that had no idea what was going on. Which is why he now makes a perfect TNA road agent. But no, I remember Al's finishing move back in the WWF. It was called the snowplow. You know, which was... Oh. That was the Leaf Cassidy. I'm focusing on Al Snow. It was called the snowplow, which was, I think, an old Iron Sheik move. Swing and a miss. All right. Oh, it most certainly was. Sorry, Jim. But no, I got to give credit to Al. He was a great, great worker. It's a shame you had to lay down for so many wrestlers back in the mid-90s. But I guess the same can be said about Missy Hyatt. Missy, you're the only person I know that can eat cottage cheese and have it go straight to her lips. Oh, laugh, people. It's a motherfucking roast. Missy Hyatt is, of course, known as the First Lady of Wrestling. To sleep with Virgil. Oh, thank you. I hit one. Thank you, Jesus. And how about Nick Dinsmore? You know, the highlight of your career was playing a retard on television who didn't know right from wrong. Kind of like Vince Russo in WCW. Oh, thank you. But we'll get to the man of the hour now, the guest of honor, Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette's been fucked by Vince McMahon so many times, Pat Patterson's starting to get jealous. Poor Cornette, though. He had to work for TNA Creative for years. He spent so much time under Dixie Carter, he could see her time of the month coming. When it comes to WWE and TNA, though, I gotta give you credit, Jim. You don't sell out. Mainly because you can't draw anymore. Really? That's gonna get a fucking groan? Oh, man, this is gonna be a long night.
Make fun of Feinstein.
Yeah. So how about them child molesters? Where are we here? Jim Cornette, you have such a potty mouth. By now, your tongue is more dirty than Missy Hyatt's. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Jim Cornette's face is so ugly, he promotes abstinence to ring rats. Thank you. But before I leave, Cornette, there's one thing I always wanted to ask you that's always been on my mind. What was more painful for you? The bump you took at Starrcade 86? Or having to see your TV ratings for Smoky Mountain Wrestling? That's it for me.
Okay. No hug. Where's the hug? No hug here. Sean Carlucci, everyone. There's got to be a heel in the building, doesn't there? You want to follow him next time. Al Snow has changed his vote. He wants to do his next set after Sean. We have another, ladies and gentlemen, we have another regret here. Another person who was invited and could not be here, and it was good old JR, Jim Ross. Let's have a big hand for Jim Ross, of course. He's been going through some health problems. And he wrote, if it was Jimmy's wedding or his funeral, he would be there, but not tonight. Jim Ross, with us in spirit tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this man's got more stories than the Empire State Building, as they say. He's one of the original Memphis Mafia. He's a classic. Let's all welcome the real one, the original Mr. Dutch Mantell. Dirty Dutch Mantell.
Hey, Dutch, thank you for dressing up for the occasion.
Thank you. My name is Dutch Mantell, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, wait a minute. This is not the AA meeting. Wait a minute. God damn it. Fuck. Oh, that's in the yellow room. I'm sorry. Anyway, let me get down to it. My name is Dutch Mantell, and I'm not an alcoholic. I'm more like a drug addict because I've been around Jimmy a long fucking time. I've met this guy. Listen, I've never been to a roast before. I've seen a couple of them. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I got roasted by guys I don't even fucking know up here tonight. But Jimmy, tonight is your night, buddy. I met this guy a long time ago. When I first met him, the Dead Sea was just sick. And when God said, let there be light, that son of a bitch beat me to the switch. And we turned it on. You know, Jimmy, when I first heard about you, all the other wrestlers told me he's just a big, fat, overbearing, loudmouth punk. And I can truthfully say, Jimmy, seriously, after knowing you all these years, that you've lost a few pounds, and I'm proud of that. And I was just talking to him right before we came on tonight, and he's back on a diet, trying to get back to his original weight of 8 pounds and 10 ounces. And I'm really proud of you, Jimmy, because you've always tried. But he always had a passion. Jimmy always had a passion that he wanted to get into the wrestling business. And he finally did. He weaseled his way in. He took pictures. He did this. Wait a minute, Jimmy. Let me say one thing. If I say some things up here tonight that you don't like, I just want an acknowledgement from you that you won't threaten to kill me via email.
You're good.
So, but Jimmy finally got into Memphis, and man, because he had one good thing he could do. He could piss people off. And you know, I could almost chronicle the downfall of my whole career when I met this bastard. 1980, I met him, and you know, I was zoom, met Jimmy, and goddamn it, come to a crashing halt, almost like the Titanic sinking up there. But Jimmy found out real quick there was two things that he couldn't do in the wrestling business: heel and babyface. He had a hard time doing those two things. If you could improve in those areas, you may have had a pretty decent career, you know what I mean? But let me say another thing while I'm going here. Jimmy, everybody's familiar with the YouTube clip at the Dairy Queen, right? Everybody knows that. Jimmy, all I can say is that you were a very lucky man that night. That Vince Russo wasn't the manager of that Dairy Queen. They come out and kicked the living shit out of you in that parking lot. That's all I can say. But you know, when Jimmy started out, now I'm going to give a little historical lesson about wrestling, because Memphis was king. I'm serious. We used to do a 25 rating and a 70 share, sometimes 350 to 400,000 people watching that show. And that's in an area of 70 miles just around Memphis. So now you can tell how bad the wrestling business has dropped down. But Jimmy was there, and I told Jimmy one day when he first started, he managed me, by the way. And I told him, Jimmy, I said, man, we're rock stars in Memphis. We're over more than Elvis. So the first night we were in Memphis, we always made a little town outside Memphis so we could make Memphis TV on Saturday morning. And Jimmy come up to me and he says, Dutch, this is my first night. What am I going to do? I said, just go with the flow, buddy. You're a star. You're a star. I said, tell me about it in the morning. So Jimmy went to Memphis, checked into a motel. The next morning, bright and early, I ran into Jimmy. I said, Jimmy, how was it? He said, it was fucking great. God damn, he said, I checked in that room. All those people come in. He said, man, I started smoking. I started drinking, taking pills, snorting cocaine. He says, my God. He says, then we all got naked. Then we started dancing. He says, what a great night it was. And then he said, finally, at 4:30 in the morning, we called some girls to come over. Jimmy, I had to get that in there. You know, Jimmy showed up one day with a black eye. I said, damn, how'd you get that? He said, well, hell, I called this woman a two-bit whore, and she punched me. I said, damn, she's a hell of a punch. He said, oh, she didn't hit me with her fist. She hit me with her bag of quarters. Anyway, but Jimmy always had trouble with getting girls. He really did. Probably one reason was maybe his face. And another was that probably his charming personality. But he went to Louisiana, he went to Mid-South, and he went with Bobby and Dennis, and he got a girlfriend. He did. She moved in with him into the hotel, in the apartment. And in Mid-South, if you read about it, Bill Watts ran you like dogs, right, guys? You'll testify to it. He ran you 3,000 miles a week was nothing. So Jimmy made some long trip up in Oklahoma City, and he was coming back to where he lived in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Alexandria. Where'd you live? Alexandria, which is a long ways, about an 8-hour trip. It's brutal. He pulled up about 3 o'clock in the morning. All the lights was on in his apartment. He said, my God. He said, what's going on? Something's wrong. He ran in there, and his girlfriend was packing her clothes, throwing clothes in a bag. He said, what are you doing? She said, I'm leaving you. He says, why? Why are you leaving me? She said, don't play dumb with me, mister. You know what you've been doing. He said, what? What am I doing? She says, well, I heard that you're a pedophile. He went, whoa, hang on a second. I may be a lot of damn things, but I'm not a damn pedophile. Then he said, you know, that's a pretty big word for a 13-year-old. Oh, my God. Hey, I didn't come prepared for all this, but anyway. You know, Jimmy, he told me one time, he said, when you're from Kentucky, people automatically think two things about you. especially when you come up north to New York and New York City. You know, when you're from the South, you know, people think two things. You're a racist or you're dating your sister. And I know that Jimmy, it's not true because Jimmy's only, I fucked that one up, fucking your sister. Hey, I'm over there with Amy Lee. I've been drinking all night, so. But anyway, Jimmy was only dating his sister at the time. So hey, give me a courtesy laugh anyway. Okay. Well, Jimmy hates everybody. Seriously. You know, I said I got to be. People roasted me I don't even know. You know, and Amy Lee, I don't know you, but hey, I met you about 20 minutes ago. I like you. Al Snow. You're the shits as you've always been. You know, you can't help it. I love you, honey. Prince Nana, I met you before, right? I don't remember it, but. And Bob Holly, I'm afraid to say anything to him before you get up and beat the crap out of me. And I've got the crap beat out of me so many times by Dennis and Bobby, I don't need any more ass kickings. But Jimmy, I want to say one thing, buddy. I've known you a long time. And I am glad to call you a friend. And I met you a long time ago. I'm the first guy that Jimmy managed, and that did kill my career. But I won't hold that against you, Jimmy. Congratulations, great career, and I love you, brother.
That was good.
Oh, Dutch Mantel, everyone. Dirty Dutch Mantel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who has inflicted more pain on more wrestlers. When you talk about a shooting star, you bring this guy up, even though he's a veteran. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Hardcore Holly.
Oh. Yes, I am. Now, I can't hold a candle to these guys. I'm not a comedian.
Oh, come on, we've seen your matches.
Well, just hold on a second. If I tried to be funny, I'd bore you kind of like my matches, and I want to apologize for that. But first of all, first thing I want to do, I want to ask Cornette, whose idea was it to come up with the rebirth of the new Midnight Express?
His first name was Vince. I haven't put a last name to it yet. It could have been either one.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to apologize to those two gentlemen behind you for trying to imitate these guys, because there is no imitating these two right here, because you have the greatest tag team in the world. I watched Bobby and Dennis for years, and I always wanted to be like them, but I knew I never could, because nobody can be like them. Those two are two of the best athletes you will ever see in the squared circle, and they will put on a show for you and make you believe it. I was very entertained by you guys for many years. I idolized you guys, but I knew when they brought me in to be the new Midnight Express, it wasn't going to work, because it wasn't me, and there was no way I could be them or my partner. First time I ever met Jim Cornette, Cobb County, Georgia. I was working with a guy. His name was Bobby Fulton. I made him look slow and stupid. And Jim Cornette stopped me in the hallway after that match, and he told me, "Don't ever come back here again and put anybody over." And I should have, and I didn't go back, and it actually helped my career. And with that advice from him, I want to thank Jim Cornette. And Jim Cornette, believe me, I don't feel left out, because he has threatened to kill me too.
Via email?
No, face to face. And I was just stunned. So I left that one alone. But anyway, Al Snow, me and him go way, way back. We run up and down the roads for years and years. And all I can say is 20,000 people in Montreal in a freezing arena. It's what you call shrinkage, huh, Al? If you guys ever read Mick Foley's book, you know what I was talking about. But
saw my penis.
But anyway, I wanted to be here because I wanted to thank Jim for everything he's done for this business. And it's hard for me to roast people I like. And of course, my neighbor, you know, these are nice guys. And of course, my neighbor's a nice guy, but it doesn't mean I like him. But Jim, thank you for everything you've done for this business. You and the Midnight Express have laid a path for everybody to follow, and nobody's ever been able to follow in the footsteps of you three, ever. You got the greatest tag team in the world that will ever be, and you have the greatest manager sitting right here in front of you. And that's no bullshit. And I want to thank everybody who's watched me. I must have done something right. I stayed in WWE for 16 years, so I did something right. And yes, Billy Gunn, I still fucking hate you. Thank you, everybody.
Hardcore Bob Holly, everyone. Let's continue now with some comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sean Morton. Sean Morton. No relation to Ricky Morton. So, Sean Morton, everyone.
Boy, let me tell you one thing. What a difference a year makes. I was on the dais last year, and last year we had Hall of Famers and wrestling legends. And this year we have a hothead, we have a hillbilly from the South, we have a fat ass, we have the mentally challenged, a schizophrenic, an unfunny bitch, and that's just the man of honor tonight. Let me tell you, there's so many washed up WWE mid-carders here, I didn't know if I was at a roast or a TNA pay-per-view. I have some fellow comics here tonight too. Ryan Marr, the self-proclaimed king of the Jersey Shore. Just like that guy, The Situation from the TV show, I wish both of your parents nicknamed you the Abortion. And Sean Carlucci, you guys witnessed a bigger bombing tonight than 9/11, I'll tell you that much. Sorry, buddy, I had to. So Prince Nana is here. Give it up. James and Sean, what's the matter? You couldn't get Butch Reed or Ahmed Johnson to be your token black guy for the evening? And way to break the stereotypes, Prince, running around yelling all the time, I need a job, I need a job. You sound like Cornette 2 months after he joins a promotion. But I get it, he must work cheap. All they had to do to get Prince Nana here was to promise to pay his electric bill and tell him to have a fat white bitch here for him. Yes, you, honey. But honestly, when I saw the dais, the person I was most excited about was Amy Lee. Yeah, it really was. I'm glad you're here tonight. We could finally get rid of the rumor that I'm a cross-dressing female wrestler. Look at you, bad dye job, overweight, loud and obnoxious. You're like a bad science experiment mixing Missy and Hyatt and me.
I still have a pension and fucking annuity. You're still broken ass mountain.
Yeah, we had New Jack here. Now we got New Cunt. Go figure. One of my favorite tag teams of all time, the Midnight Express, everybody. Give them a big round of applause. You know, Bobby Eaton was considered one of the highest flyers of the 80s, and now he's so fat he can't even fly Southwest Airlines. And Dennis Condrey, how fucking ugly do you have to be to have Bobby Eaton considered the beautiful one? But you know what, in all honesty, we are truly happy to have you both here tonight. We're just happy that Walmart could cover both of your shifts on such short notice. And you know what, I should apologize. I really shouldn't be calling anybody fat. I really shouldn't. That's like Missy calling somebody a whore or Bob Holly calling somebody untalented. Bob had an agreement with me that he wouldn't hit me in the face. He'd hit me below the neck if I went too far. Bob, you know, you started your career as Thurman Sparky Plug, a race car driver, kind of like Dale Earnhardt. I kind of wish the person who came up with that idea for that gimmick was in the car with Dale the day that he crashed. Fuck you, I like that one. And then you became Hardcore Holly. They should have nicknamed you Intermission Holly, because it always seemed like people would get up and go to the bathroom when you entered the ring. But let's not forget, you were also a 6-time hardcore champion, which is a very big accomplishment, actually. But then again, so did, you know, Funaki won the belt, and the Mean Street Posse, and Briscoe and Patterson. Even one of the Godfather's hoes won the belt. That kind of makes you like the smartest kid on the retard bus. You know, and speaking of Patterson, lucky for you, there was a gay guy in the office. How many times did you save your job letting Patterson watch you jerk off? Not so much, buddy. Al Snow is here. I didn't realize Spencer's Gifts was having their 50% off Halloween sale with that shirt already. Wow. You know, when the Rockers were a team, Shawn Michaels was the strong one. Yet when the new Rockers came out, Marty Jannetty was the strong one. Kill yourself over that one. You were known for 2 really popular gimmicks in your career, the Job Squad and What Does Everybody Want? Now I heard you combine the 2, and it's really the best way to describe you. What does Al Snow want? A fucking job. And seriously, dude, seriously, please get a haircut. That mullet hasn't been in style since Cornette wore a size 32 waist.
1974? 74.
You know, and for years you were a trainer who taught teachers, you were a teacher to wrestlers to reach their max potential and to go far into the business. That's like O.J. Simpson teaching an anger management class. Speaking of anger management, didn't I see Kip James in here tonight? I love the tapes, bro. I really do. #1 on my playlist on my iPod, by the way. Dirty Dutch Mantel. I gotta tell you, I do love when bookers give their wrestlers their gimmicks based on the way they look. You know, lucky for you, pedophile Pete started wrestling before you did. And I'll tell you one thing, I have no idea what your blood type is, but I know it's 80 proof. My friend Missy. How are you, honey? Listen, me and Missy were on the roast last year, and I did go at you pretty hard. And I just wanted to say that you were a real trooper, so let's give Missy a round of applause. You know, this year, I like to think of us as like the Chris Brown and the Rihanna of the roast. It's hard to find a woman who could take a good beating and keep coming back year after year after year. I am brutal. I'm brutal. Here's my line of the night. You guys ready for it? Missy, you're like the genital herpes of ring roasts. You come around once a year, you're annoying and irritating, and no one will ever admit to having you. Here's my second favorite one of the night. I heard she got so drunk once that she took home both Saturn and Cronus from the Eliminators one night because she thought their finishing move was called the double penetration. That was fucking good. You're absolutely right. All right. Nick Dinsmore, the world's favorite window licker. You know, rumor has it that Vince McMahon made Ted DiBiase's $1 Million Man character as a model of himself. You know, apparently he loved Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man so much he made your character Eugene. I'm allowed one, guys. It's okay. But honestly, you did play the role of a retard better than Jim Cornette's played the role of a heterosexual. And now the man of the hour, you know? You know, when I was asked to be part of this dais, I was told I'd be roasting one of the most brilliant minds to ever work in the wrestling industry and one of the most creative men God ever put on the earth. And I was so excited, Jim, I really was, because I'd never met Vince Russo before. You've guided the careers of many big men like Yokozuna, the Big Boss Man, and Vader, and apparently they guided you to every buffet this side of the fucking Mississippi. And for some reason, and for someone who carried a tennis racket around with them their entire life, you should have tried using it once in a while, you fat bastard. But seriously, Jim, you've been in the building now for a few hours. Shouldn't you have been fired from this roast by now? And boy, how the mighty have fallen. Let me tell you, your career has gone from WWE to TNA to ROH. A few more years, you'll be riding in a car with Bob Holly to a VFW in Delaware. And you're married to a woman? The one-man gang playing an African is more believable than that. You know, a lot of people had catchy nicknames like the Mouth of the South, the Beast from the East, the Thunder from Down Under. Lucky for you, nothing rhymes with asshole. But seriously, Jim, the wrestling world needs more people like you in it. Kids that are just starting to watch wrestling are missing out on one of the true arts of wrestling, the manager. You are the last great manager and an absolute master of the microphone. You can have a brand new face standing next to you on TV for the first time, and you can cut a promo so good the guy would be hated even before he stepped into the ring. There's only a few people that could say they love wrestling more than you do. A lot of people claim to know a lot about wrestling, but you've forgotten more than most people will ever learn. You can watch a match with some of the most talented men in the ring, and you could steal the spotlight from them just from your antics outside the ring. I mentioned in the beginning about last year's roast having Hall of Famers. In my mind, you are the Hall of Famer, Jim.
Mr. Sean Morton. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, we've got another. I'm sorry I couldn't make it tonight. This one is from Ed Ferrara. We emailed him and invited him, and he said, I don't know exactly what you guys want from me, but I am officially, totally, and completely done with wrestling. It goes on. Plus, I have absolutely zero desire to have anything to do with Jim Cornette. I'm done with that. Let him keep that torch burning because I put mine out a long time ago. Signed, Ed Ferrara. And he gets a respectable applause here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, where they always say, you know, the best is yet to come. With this lady, I always like to say the breast is yet to come. The first lady of wrestling, we love her, Missy Hyatt. The breast is yet to come. You know that song. Go for it.
I don't know what you guys are clapping for. It's Sean Morton's giving hand jobs after the roast, not me. I'm not sure if you're clapping for me or if it's because we're amazed that Bill Apter can remember anyone's name. After last year's roast, I had to bring some big security with me. Wow, I've never been surrounded by such big, angry guys with big dicks before. But now I know how New Jack felt when he was face down in the shower every night in prison. Wow, and let's look at this star power we have on the dais. Are you sure Cornette's actually liked in wrestling? I mean, almost 30 years in wrestling, and they had to drag me here to roast you. Even Stan Lane didn't want to leave his pile of naked women to come here tonight. You know, a fucking Ole Anderson roast could draw better people than this. And why is Bill Apter asked to MC these roasts anyway? Bill should stick to something that he's really good at. What's that? Like having teenage runaways pose for your apartment house wrestling pictures, or making up fake quotes long after kayfabe died, or trying to convince us that comb-over is actually concealing a bald spot. You almost had me fooled. I've known Bill for 25 years, and I know he's never going to give up that comb-over. TNA is going to be profitable long before Bill Apter realizes he's going bald. You know something's wrong when Eugene wonders, what the hell are you doing with that hair? Watching Bill MC these roasts is more painful than a Bobby Eaton promo. Hey, let's have a big hand for Bobby Eaton. Come on. You know, there's a long-time expression in wrestling that Ric Flair could have a 5-star match with a broom. While that might be literally true, but we're pretty confident that a broom could definitely shoot a better promo than Bobby Eaton. And speaking of Eugene, I would rather be stuck in a Chilean coal mine with a bunch of stinky men for 69 days than to listen to his set again. Sorry. I'm glad to see that Dennis Condrey showed up. Yep, Dennis no-showed the biggest money-making years of his life for Jim Crockett Promotion, but he shows up here for this. Way to set your priorities, Dennis. You are to decision-making what Vince Russo is to booking. My God, I just realized we have a big star here tonight. Let's give it up to one of the stars from South Park. Let's hear it for Mr. Hanky. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that's Prince Nana. Sorry for my mistake. Hey, this could be the ugliest dais ever. It's so ugly that they got Dutch Mantell, who was hired to be eye candy. Dutch is probably feeling really good because this is the first time in God knows how long that he wasn't the ugliest person in the room. Dutch is the first person to watch Yosemite Sam and say, hey, that's the look I want. Dutch Mantell's got the face of a wrestling superstar. Too bad that star is Gentle Ben, the wrestling bear. People forget about Dutch and Courtney's charity work. They used to work for a nonprofit organization called TNA. Jeff Jarrett once told me how to remove unwanted hair and 240 pounds of useless weight. He said, just fire Dutch from TNA. Speaking of ugly and uselessness, Sean Morton is here. Just kidding, Sean. You're only ugly in the literal sense of the word. Can you imagine a worse job for the comedians than being the opening act for Dennis Stamp one year, only to come back and set the stage for Brian Knobs? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that's Amy Lee. You know, I thought the criteria for being on this dais was being a wrestler or a shitty comedian. Then how the hell did Amy Lee get invited? What happened? Does Shockwave the robot have a prior commitment? Unfortunately, Amy Lee could never become a knockout or a diva due to her snatch being hairier than Dutch Mantell's back. I'm sorry, Amy, that joke was below the belt, just like your gut. Hey, wait a minute. Recently, Amy Lee had a leading role in the Anna Nicole Smith movie on Lifetime. No, she didn't play Anna Nicole. She played the island that Anna Nicole died on. Jim Cornette's weight goes up and down more times than Amy Lee on a promoter trying to get booked. You know, Amy Lee needs to take care of herself after 20 years in wrestling. I haven't seen a blonde in wrestling this washed up since, well, Mickey Rourke and The Wrestler. Well, I'm sorry for comparing you to Randy the Ram. It would be an unfair comparison, especially since Randy the Ram was based on a once popular wrestling star. Hey, Sean Oliver, how'd you get Bob Holly's phone number? I heard that Bob left the WWE and nobody on the roster had his phone number. I guess you must have got it off that signature pharmacy list like Sports Illustrated. I guess if you found Bob Holly's only friend to contact him. Let's hear it for Bob's only friend in wrestling. Let's hear it for Bob Holly. Bob Holly is such a miserable person that he's the only guy that goes into a massage parlor and asks for an unhappy ending. I have it on good authority that Prince Nana is also into racing cars. Too bad that consists of the Nana outrunning the police. I'm just kidding. Nana's never been in trouble with the police, but I figured if I was truthful and talked about how lazy he was or how much he smells, you all would think I'm a racist. A racist would say that Prince Nana's lips smell like Kool-Aid or fried chicken, but I can tell you for certain they do not. They smell like Jim Cornette's ass, since Nana spent so long kissing up to it to keep his ROH job. I mean, hell, Prince Nana is good at impersonations. He's been impersonating a wrestling manager for the past 6 years. If Shane Hagedorn can be a manager, then anybody can be a manager. Come on, including Nana. I wasn't too sure if Nana was invited here to roast Cornette or to park cars for the hotel. Many wrestlers on this dais have done a whole bunch of drugs throughout their careers. Unfortunately, none of us have ever found a drug that can make Al Snow entertaining to watch. Al is actually an agent for TNA now. He somehow has to explain to people the rules of things like lockbox briefcase matches and King of the Mountain. The hardest thing for Al to explain, though, is how he is qualified to be an agent. Nobody wants to watch Sean Carlucci do comedy. Even NXT got more of a following than Sean. At least NXT can make us all laugh for all the wrong reasons. Sean Carlucci is so ugly he couldn't have sunny days with a fistful of somas. Remember how last year New Jack scared the shit out of the comedians? Hey, Ryan Marr, did the shit stains ever come out of your pants? Yeah, he told me today he's doing a double shot. For us wrestlers, that means doing 2 bookings in one day. For Ryan, that means helping kayfabe commentaries clean up after the roast after he bombed on stage. Ryan's comedy routine is about as funny as a 3 a.m. Matt Hardy Twitter rant. To say Ryan Marr has problems with women is like saying Billy Gunn has problems with arena rats. Ryan Marr spanks his monkey so much that Dragon Gate sued him for gimmick infringement. Ryan watches One Night in China so much that he's got the grip strength that rivals Danny Hodge. All week, I saw people papering the town, alerting everyone to the performance by the one and only Sean Morton. Yep, right there. It wasn't until the day that I found out the people were putting him up was from Perverted Justice. LOL, I'll pretend you said 18. How do you make Sean Morton come? Knock on his door dressed as a small child and say, trick or treat. Yeah, I remember NBC called Sean Morton to be on the TV show The Biggest Loser. Sean said, I'm not that overweight. NBC said, we know. What's the difference between Ryan Marr and Sean Morton? Ryan would love to spend one night in China in comparison to Sean, who would prefer one night in Orlando Jordan. Sean Morton is the only guy who goes to Orlando Jordan's house wearing a lobster bib. I'm just kidding about all the gay jokes. But enough of these curtain jerkers, jabronis, and no-name hack comedians. Let's honor the person that we all came here to see. Tonight, we are here to honor one of the greatest managers in wrestling. This man is one of the greatest promo men in wrestling. He also is one of the most influential bookers in wrestling history. This man has shaped the careers of some of the biggest stars in the wrestling industry. But unfortunately, when Paul Heyman found out that he was going to be paid in kayfabe commentary DVDs, he declined in being honored here tonight. But luckily, we have Jim Cornette instead. You know, Jim's website is also a place where you can go and find the latest and greatest rants. Who can forget that email that Jim sent to Terry Taylor? The Red Rooster quickly forwarded that email around faster than Jim Neihart breaking into his neighbor's medicine cabinet. Oh, come on. Seriously. Jim, so recently Corny admitted to sleeping with thousands of arena rats. Too bad they probably look like the fat furry kind. And no, I'm not talking about Dutch. Now Jim Cornette is getting regular sex in 2010. This is the same guy who couldn't get laid by just hanging out with Stan Lane in the 80s. I guess sleeping with Stacy must be part of that Make-A-Wish Foundation for you. I heard that Corny got another DVD that just came out from Kayfabe Commentaries. I don't know what's going to be seen less, that or the new ROH TV shows. On a recent DVD, Jim Cornette spent 20 minutes talking about the greatness of Sprite. I haven't spent that much time listening to something so irrelevant since, well, Al Snow's set earlier tonight. Listening to Jim Cornette rant about Vince Russo is more painful than listening to Linda McMahon's campaign speech. So, but we're here for Jim Cornette, and I just want to say, look at the time. Aren't you supposed to be somewhere? Like picking up Paul Paulie's bags at the airport. I love you. So long. I tried.
Missy Hyatt, everyone. Missy Hyatt. And now, two men who spent more time with Jim Cornette than his wife or just about anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest tag teams in history. Police officers? Yes. Dennis Condrey, beautiful Bobby Eaton. Ladies and gentlemen, the Midnight Express.
Got one question for you guys. What in the hell are you reaching for? Damn. How in the hell do we follow this? Al Snow was great. Dutch Mantell was great. Everybody in this room's been great. I don't have any cards with anything written down. I have an inferiority complex after sitting here all night. But you know what? This is sort of like it used to be when we was in the ring. We was always the main event, and everybody's popped out, and we got to bring y'all back to your feet again. I don't know how in the hell we're going to do it, because once again, I'm going to tell you, I have no cards. I have nothing written down. I didn't know who was going to be here tonight. Had no idea. It's hard to knock this man right here. When we fought together, we rode up and down the road together for 4,000 miles a week. Sometimes it's just hard to say anything bad about him, to be honest with you. Now, this one standing behind me, I can say a lot of bad things about him. But I'm not going to do it. But I will say this. He's got a funny story he wants to tell you guys, and I'm going to get off of here, and I want to thank Jim Cornette from the bottom of my heart. He's a great friend. He's always been a good friend to me. And I've known him over 25 years. I'm proud to call him a friend. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Pony, stand up here.
What are you doing?
I'll make this short and sweet. Now, if you guys think the Dairy Queen promo was good, Dennis, you and I should have had a camera the whole year in Louisiana. We want to present you with this right here gift, because I know you got something to do tonight after you get through eating.
What?
We know you're going to have to shit, so that's some good news here right there.
Wait a minute. Can I open it now?
Yeah, open it now.
Are you mad at me for cutting you off?
Oh, my God.
What is it? Where did you get it? What is it?
You like it?
It's Brusso's book.
Oh!
I can read it on the shitter, and then I can use the pages when I get done.
That's it.
Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey, everyone, and what a great gift. If you didn't see that, that is the Vince Russo book. Now, before we ask our guest of honor to say a lot of words, Jim Cornette, would you come stand next to me here? Oh, geez, and would you all rise, please? For the past 2 years, and this being the third year, we have honored greatness in the professional wrestling business. On behalf of Sean Oliver and the entire staff of Ring Roast and all the great people, legends of the ring, Jim Cornette, we would like to honor you for the size of your contribution to pro wrestling, almost matching the size of your mouth. This year's Ring Roast Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim Cornette. Hold it up there.
Thank you. For the photographers. Where's that handheld? We still got that handheld around here. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm taking this out. So this way I can walk around a little bit. Also, by the way, well, now I've got no slack. Oh, come on. Where's the handheld around this joint? Jeez, what a budget. Huh? It's in the podium. Ah, okay. There, hold on.
Here we go, Jim. It's on.
What? No, it's not.
No, it is on. Look. The red light was on. There we go. No, it's off again.
There you go. Read the
Hit it.
sheets.
I'll handle it, Bill. Thank you. This thing's gone on long enough. I've got to piss now. I got to stand out here and do this. Try to save this thing somehow. I want to thank everybody for coming. Obviously, all you people. There was somebody here from Australia. What a sad life you must lead, but thank you for coming. Everybody that's left their homes and come here tonight. A lot of people responsible for the kayfabe commentaries people, the Legends of the Ring. People are responsible for this night. As I look around the dais, several parole officers obviously responsible for putting this thing together. I do have a few notes. I didn't really write anything down because I didn't really give a shit. But I did write everybody's name down that was going to be here because if nobody else knows who these fucking people are, why do you expect me to keep track of it? We're in a great location, beautiful Monroe, New Jersey. We're on a landfill, a toxic waste dump. We're probably all going to have green glowing teeth and 5 tails by the time we leave here. The hotel is a real great hotel. This morning they stole my towels. I'd just like to... They gave me a room so small I had to step outside to change my mind. So when I came back in, I did make a few notes. Like I said, I wrote the people's names down and made some doodles. Look at this. It's come to this. I main evented the Superdome. I was in the main event at WrestleMania. I've done 30 years in professional wrestling. I'm in Monroe with you fucks. No. The Iron Sheik got a veritable who's who of professional wrestling. I got a who's that. Terry Funk got Mick Foley. I got Al Snow. I wish somebody right now would hit me in the head with a hammer so I could see some stars up here. But in all fairness, this does prove the old adage that friends may come and go, but enemies accumulate. They're here now. I want to talk about people in no particular order because I didn't really care enough to prepare. I asked a few people, asked the busboy. We'll talk about the comedians first. The memory of what they did is already fading. By the time I get to them, if I wait any farther, you won't remember that they had been here at all. What was this, by the way? Make-A-Wish for terminally ill comedians? They get booked once before they die? How did you get these? All three of you, I don't remember which one the fuck you are a piece. One's Corluzzo, one's Brian Mayer, one, I don't know who you are. I'm unclear, do you actually do this like on purpose in other places, or do you just have pictures of Sean Oliver with a German tranny? I guess did you get paid for this? My Lord, okay, so it's Brian Mayer, Ryan Marr, Sean Carlucci. You were the one that really fucking sucked, right? Okay, you were in the middle. Sam Morton, Sean Morton. Okay. Like I said, I really had no way to prepare. I've never heard of these people or seen them before. I did meet Marr. I did meet Marr when I was checking in the hotel. If I'd have known he was this hard up for money, I would have tipped him better when he got my bags to the room. I did ask somebody at the adult bookstore on the New Jersey Turnpike about Carlucci. There's an old wrestling line. You heard it earlier. There's only 2 things you can't do. One's heel and the other one's babyface. I asked this guy at the Peep Show. He was cleaning up the floor, the jizz mopper, Well, they're roommates. And there's 2 things in comedy that he cannot do. Be funny or be paid to be funny. And also, apparently, he also can't pay his rent. He has problems physically satisfying a woman. He can't kick an addiction to internet porn. He is not able to convince his parole officer not to drug test him. Apparently, there's a number of things that he can't do. So I'd like to thank the comedians for being here tonight to practice for the eventual real work they might get. Missy Hyatt is here tonight. I tell you, give her a hand. Come on. She's the only person that actually prepared for this. I have discovered, by the way, I'm not going to knock Missy Hyatt. I've discovered that Missy Hyatt is one of the 10 smartest people in professional wrestling today. Now, who would have said that 25 years ago, but it's true. Now, it may be partially due to the Ole Anderson principle, as he once mentioned to me. You know, you were a dumb fuck, but so many other dumb fucks came along even worse than you. You moved up the ladder without doing anything. But Missy Hyatt knows what's right and wrong with professional wrestling today. I like reading her infrequent observations when she has a migraine or insomnia and tries to watch TNA Impact. But Missy knows what's going on creatively, booking-wise. She studied. I can honestly say that if I had the pull and the budget with a big major company with unlimited funds, that I would hire Missy Hyatt in a creative position. As a matter of fact, I can go further and I could say that there is a position that I've had in mind to fit Missy Hyatt into for the past 25 years. And, you know, the reason why the comedians, I do the little marks with it, the reason why the comedians like to get the cheap shots in on Missy is because they are intimidated by a beautiful, strong woman with brains and integrity and attitude and consciousness and a pulse and a breath, and she's not inflatable. That's why they're intimidated. Matter of fact, I also heard that the comedians, they have this inflatable love doll that they pass around amongst the three of them. So many dirty things have been done to that inflatable love doll. That doll is looked down on by other love dolls. It's like, oh, she's such a slut. Don't talk to her. So I thank Missy Hyatt for being here tonight because I love her. I've known her forever, and she honored me, and she also brings some beauty to this sausage fest. Thank you, Missy. Speaking of sausage fest, Amy Lee is here tonight. Good to see Amy still shopping in Baby Doll's favorite store, the Junior Moose department. As I look at this, is a heavily male crowd and a predominantly male dais. I'm almost thinking, Amy, you could get laid tonight. The odds are at least in your favor. Also, she really, in the past, she has not been able to get a date on a tombstone, okay? Amy Lee could not sell pussy on a troop train, but I enjoy her being here tonight because she brings a little Dennis Coralluzzo to the proceedings. Amy, I first met Amy 20 years ago when she used to work for Dennis Coralluzzo on his shows, and if Dennis was alive, and he would have crawled across broken glass to be here tonight, and he would have been the funniest guy in the place. But Amy, you have brought a little Coralluzzo to the proceedings. So, ladies and gentlemen, on your way out, please check your wallets and purses. Amy and Dennis Coralluzzo had a confrontation at the Airport Marriott in Philadelphia one night after an NWA show. And Amy, at the time, she was taking some karate, and Dennis had some iced tea. I don't know, there's no correlation. And they had an argument. It may have been the first time that ever recorded the phrase, fuck you, you fucking fuck, was first used by human beings. And my favorite comeback when Amy said, my uncle's a judge on your kid's court case, Dennis responded with, fuck your uncle, judge, which I just thought was a snappy comeback. That was a highlight of her career, as well as getting the opportunity. Amy Lee got the opportunity to work in New York. Not for the WWF, actually for the city of New York. The Holland Tunnel was closed. They used her pussy for a replacement for 2 weeks. So she got to achieve that. Amy was Jersey Shore years ahead of her time. She makes Snooki look like Mother Teresa. Thank you, Amy, for being here. I appreciate it. And I love you, and at least you got the free drinks. As I look around the dais and the room in general, I am literally stunned and amazed by the array of great wrestling names that now need a payoff more than their self-respect. Bob Holly, Hardcore Holly is here. You don't usually associate Bob Holly with the words comedy, fun, entertainment, joy, the will to live, none of those things. But Bob was here tonight. Please keep an eye on him, Bill. As long as he's smiling, I'm okay. If he stops smiling, tell me. Bob is miserable a lot of the time. He's cranky. He's the kind of guy that likes to start the day off with a smile and go ahead and get it over with. But he's a grizzled old veteran. He's been around the business for a long time. When I first met Bob Holly, though, he was a young man, brand new in the business. Nobody knew who he was, and he couldn't work a lick. And now, 20 years later, Everybody knows who he is. So, got that going for him. Bob, what you need, I've determined you would be a lot happier. You're happier now that you're away from the WWE, but you'd be even happier with a greasy cheeseburger once a day, some French fries with gravy poured all over them. Bob is a fitness fanatic. He always keeps himself in great shape. He eats good. You need some grease. Keep your blood flowing good, and you'd smile more. Because whereas Bob is always in fighting fit, I, on the other hand, follow his program. I'm fighting for air and fit for nothing. So, Bob, thank you very much for being here and everything you did for me in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. We will not mention the new Midnight Express was the fault of somebody named Vince. I don't know. They were both in the room together. Hold on just 1 second here. If any of this stuff is familiar, by the way, they didn't pay me enough to write new shit, so I'm recycling. So, attaboy, Luther. Hey, let me clarify this. Don Knotts, the ghost of Mr. Chicken, 1966. Thank you, Graham. One of my OVW originals, Eugene Nick Dinsmore, is here tonight. I was not the biggest fan of the Eugene gimmick, except it does prove that mental retardation does run in Eric Bischoff's family. I know Nick Dinsmore has made more money acting like a retard in public than anybody since Sarah Palin, so you've got that going for you. Oh, sound guy must be a Republican. I saw potential in Nick Dinsmore. I'm a big fan of Nick Dinsmore. I still see potential in Nick Dinsmore, but when I first met him, 11, 12 years ago, he was a young wrestler. He'd do his homework in the locker room. He was still in college, going to school, and he came up to me one night. He said, Mr. Cornette, did you see my last match? And I said, I certainly hope so, Nick. I certainly hope so. But he's like Danny Davis's adopted son, and Danny and I are like brothers. That means you're my nephew. That means I'm fucking related some way to Eric Bischoff. Fuck it, I want to cut my throat. Thank you, Nick, for being here and everything you've done for Ohio Valley Wrestling and wrestling in Louisville, my hometown, and around the world. And thank you, Gene, too. And, of course, another gentleman who looks like he just walked away from a state home. Bill Apter is here. Bill Apter is the first person to publish my name with the big national wrestling magazines. I got photo credits for my photos that I sent in. Too bad he didn't publish my name on a check. Apter's magazine, he was so cheap when he pulled a dollar bill out of his wallet, George Washington's eyes were bloodshot. That's how tight he was. But Bill does the world's greatest Jerry Lewis impersonation. He's been doing it for 30 fucking years now. Every time you see him, he does it so well, as a matter of fact, that also the only people that think he's funny live in France as well. Okay, now I feel like when Dennis Miller hosted Raw. I'm doing good stuff, but it's the wrong room. Okay. Thank you, Bill. I haven't seen you so much since you got expelled from the Hair Club for Men. They asked me if I would like to have one of the top outstanding managers of today here at the Roast. I said I'd love that, but they were all booked, so we got Prince Nana. Nana is the token, now come, you've already done that. See, I'm going to the token Ring of Honor representative is what I was trying to say. But now that I look up and down the dais and out in the audience, is it some kind of law of the state of New Jersey you had to be here tonight? Did we get some kind of federal funding because you were booked on this fucking show? I know Apter put you on early so you could get the table bust, and it's still a mess. What? No. Nana, Ring of Honor wanted to send one of their top stars. Of course, they were all booked in Dayton tonight, so Nana was chosen because he's still working off his fine from forgetting the handcuffs in Philadelphia. One time a black man gets to handcuff a white man without getting in trouble, and you forgot the handcuffs. They don't have a clue what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to explain to them because I don't want to embarrass you, Nana, because you're okay with me. But thank you, Nana. It's good to see people in this day and age keeping the tradition of male managers alive, going out and cutting great promos and being an asset to ringside or really getting their talent over, and then a guy like you comes along and fucks the whole thing up. So, Let me take it. Hold on here a second now. Got a few more observations. What can I say about Al Snow? So Dutch Mantell is here also. Oh, no, really, what can I say about Al Snow? His matches, his promos, his training, his booking abilities have for years cured insomnia around the world. Tonight alone, his comedy provided a welcome relief from the funny parts of the show. He puts his heart and soul into everything he does. That's the sad part. He's really trying. And you know, I don't want to knock any of these people on the dais because they're all my friends. I like all these people, or, you know, they wouldn't be here because I would have put the kibosh on it. But with Al, it's, you know, I hate to insult Al because he's been a punchline to every major wrestling star of the past 10 years, and there's hardly anything left. I could have thought of some new stuff, but frankly, once again, they're not paying me enough to think that hard. So really, Al, all I can say is there's nothing wrong with you the reincarnation would not cure. Thank you, Al, for being here and for your hard work for me in various promotions that I have operated and or been with over the years. You have always been one of the people on the card. Another longtime friend of mine is, ladies and gentlemen, the Dirty Dutchman, Dutch Mantell, is here. His reputation precedes him. 40 years in wrestling as a wrestler, a booker, an announcer. Truly, Dutch Mantell is to professional wrestling what surfing is to the state of Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it was my old friend Dutch who talked me into going to TNA. Surprisingly, I still speak to him. Besides Dutch being the man that came up with one of my favorite promos I've ever done in professional wrestling on television, Memphis TV 1982. By the way, that is available tomorrow. Come to my booth, Cornette's Collectibles. I do have the rookie year video, and it could be on sale since you sat through this shit here tonight. It's the least I can fucking do. But Dutch and I, we do have something in common. We have both almost killed each other in cars. Because when I first got into business in Memphis in 1982, I've done like my second week of Memphis television. And I'm going to be driving back to Nashville, and Dutch said, well, could I ride with you? Because, of course, he wasn't going to either drive or pay for any gas or actually do anything but sleep, so I was going to drive. Oh, sure, Dutch. So we're driving in between Memphis and Jackson, Tennessee. We're out on the interstate in the middle of nowhere, and I'm driving down the road. I've just done my second Memphis television. I'm a wrestling star now. Oh, my God, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm off in my thoughts, and Dutch is asleep, I think. Actually, he looks over, and he sees that I am completely off the planet. And now he makes his move. As I'm driving down the interstate, he suddenly jumps up and goes, bam! I screamed, I yelled, and I jammed on the brakes. Now Dutch has ribbed himself because now we're sliding sideways down the interstate. I'm going, ah! And now he's going, ah! So he didn't do that to me anymore while I was driving. But 7 years later, I got him back because I almost killed him. Because we're in Boston. We've been on a 2-week trip for WCW. We're a week into it. Stan Lane has already cracked up and went home to Charlotte. And Dutch and Bobby and I are in the rental car soldiering on to Boston. Following that, we're going to Nova Scotia and fucking Newfoundland. Okay? That's where the wrestling show was gassed. They had an ammonia leak in the building, and the title of the newspaper article said wrestling show gassed. It was WCW. It was a mercy killing. But anyway, so we're in the rental car, and Dutch is in the front seat, and Bobby's in the back, and I'm driving, and we're trying to find, it wasn't the Boston Garden. It was this off-brand college gym in Boston that WCW was running. We couldn't find it. We had directions. We're going around. Finally, we stop, and we ask a cop. And the cop says, go down this street, 3 lights, and take a left, and it's right there. So we go down that street, 3 lights. As I start to take a left, I realize it's a one-way street going that way. Now, we had never been to Boston before. I'm thinking maybe up in Massachusetts, you know, the cop's word overrules whatever's posted. The cops can tell you, oh, it's okay. So I'm going to make a break for it, because if we go down there, we'll never find this fucking building again. I look down, there it is, a small block, no traffic coming. There's where we need to be. There's 2 lanes going this way and 2 lanes coming that way and a big wide median. So I get right into the median and I'm waiting for the traffic to stop so I can make the turn. Now earlier, Dutch, because he didn't like my driving, has bolted himself in, the seat belt, the shoulder belt. He's all strapped in. He's tightened up. He's ready to go. As we're over the median, I discover they got something else in Massachusetts I didn't know they fucking had. Train tracks coming down the middle of the median. Here's cars going this way behind us. Here's cars coming this way. We're across the median. Here comes a fucking train. Now he can't get out. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. He can't get out of the seatbelt. He's trying to bail on me, leave me to die. Fortunately, the traffic breaks. I shoot across, the train goes by, and we went to the show. Thank you, Dutch Mantell. You are not only been my friend for 30 years, but you are one of the funniest human beings in the world, and he always cheers me. He does a better job of cheering me up than a Wendy's triple cheeseburger with extra cheese. Thank you, Dutch, for being... Thank you for helping me stay out of prison. The Midnight Express are here. Stan Lane couldn't be here. He's opening up a halfway house for girls that won't go all the way. However, Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey are here. Dennis is also, he shorts himself because he didn't need any material. He's one of the funniest guys I know, but he doesn't tell jokes. Dennis Condrey is one of the funniest people in the world, just with his observations and his patterns of speech. And when he talks about things, he has, people say I've got great expressions. Dennis Condrey has profound expressions. One of my favorites is, and also I will say that, you know, like on A Christmas Story where the father, I think the quote was he used profanity as some artists use a canvas to paint. You know what? Dennis can fucking cuss. One of my favorite comments is he just said, if the goddamn shoe fits, wear that son of a bitch. Of course, now it was funnier when you knew who we were talking about, wasn't it? Or also, my favorite, as I stand here, right now, I don't give a fuck. I've used that many times. But Dennis, one of the things that made him a great worker, and he was one of the best in his day, is he had great body language and great facial expressions. And he was one of the great workers, not only in the ring physically, he was sharp, he was there, but he was also entertaining. And it carries over when you're watching him talk to somebody because he has a great bullshit face. When somebody is standing in front of Dennis Condrey and is telling him just a complete line of utter bullshit, right? You see the changes in his face. First, there's the little quizzical look like, oh shit, now you're going to expect me to believe this, aren't you? And then if somebody else is standing there, he'll shoot you a glance like, you're hearing this bullshit too, aren't you? Then when the guy gets to a really ripe, pungent section of the bullshit, then Dennis's face will go, oh, now you've gone too far and you're trying to make me work with you, believe in this bullshit. And ultimately, then he tells people that they are full of shit, and in a variety of different ways, and it always cracks me up, and apparently it didn't have the same effect on any of you motherfuckers. But it is getting late, and Dennis, thank you for being here as well, and thank you for inventing and originating the Midnight Express. And obviously this is supposed to be a roast, and some people said, well, they don't want to roast people they didn't like, but some of them also did a pretty goddamn good job of it. So, but I'm not going to say anything bad, nor has anybody ever said anything bad about beautiful Bobby Eaton. Go ahead. Because if I knock Bobby, I would never forgive myself, because if it wasn't for Bobby, while Dennis invented the Midnight Express, Bobby, through both incarnations, to a lot of people was the Midnight Express. And a guy never stepped foot in a ring or put on a pair of boots that gave any more effort and had any more talent and night in and night out outperformed beautiful Bobby Eaton. Bobby Eaton was the reason why people saw the Midnight Express as the greatest tag team in wrestling. So it made my job easy when I said they're the greatest tag team in the world. We're going to have the best match on the card. Tag, Bobby, you're it. All he had to do was deliver and back me up. And Bobby, thank you for the past 30 years for being my friend and for helping me make a lot of money and have a lot of fun. I love you, Bob. Jesus Christ, how long is this fucking thing? I've had a birthday sitting here. All right. Actually, I do have a few comments. I think I've covered what we had here tonight. Holy shit. I do have a few comments for one person not here tonight. Actually, Sean Oliver wants to sell some DVDs. Can you believe he sells these things, by the way? People pay for this shit. Wait, shit, you paid, did you? Just remember, I don't have the money. So when you, tonight with the complaints, just find Sean Oliver. Sean Oliver has produced more shit than a Tijuana burrito festival, but in the spirit of fun that we're all in, I don't want to be gloomy Gus and get too serious, but I happen to have some observations, some comments I want to make about one of the gentlemen that couldn't be here tonight, Vince Russo. Yeah, you called it. And I don't want to bring everybody down because after all, as a booker, Vince Russo couldn't book Lassie in a pet shop. He's the only booker I've ever seen. He doesn't get people over, he gets them under. However, yeah, but Jesus Christ, it's like being the nicest guy in prison to be funnier than these guys. I happen to have some observations about Vince Russo sent to me by a very big wrestling fan named Wayne quite a while back, and I thought I would bring them here and share them with you guys because obviously that prevented me from having to write new shit. This piece is entitled Observations on Vince Russo. Clouds don't rain. They weep for fear of Vince Russo. I liked it. Vince Russo destroyed the periodic table as he only recognizes the element of surprise. Small smattering of high school science there. Vince Russo doesn't actually write wrestling shows. The words assemble themselves out of fear. Vince Russo can believe it's not butter. The grass is always greener on the other side. Unless Vince Russo has been there, in which case the grass is most likely dead. Thank you, Missy, for that support. When Vince Russo plays Monopoly, it affects the actual world economy. Vince Russo can speak Braille. Well, you guys may not like it, but we're tickling ourselves up here. And ladies and gentlemen, last and certainly least, as we conclude what was allegedly supposed to be the comedy portion of the program, the saddest moment in a child's life is not when he learns Santa Claus isn't real, it's when he learns Vince Russo is. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your kind indulgence here to... Oh, wait, what? Oh, hold on one second. Dutch Mantel. Dutch...
Hang on a second, everybody. Jimmy, I know you just finished talking about Vince Russo, and I know you challenged him here to come here tonight and face you. Everybody aware of that, right? Vince Russo obviously didn't take the challenge.
That's right.
Or you thought he didn't. But today, I got a call, and he's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to tell you, yes, wait a minute. Jimmy, you're my best friend. Vince Russo's my best friend, too. And I hate to see best friends fight. And sometimes tough love has to take the front seat. So we're going to settle it here, right here tonight, in front of you people. It won't cost you an extra dime. You want to see it? You want to see it? Okay, guys. Miss Maestro, hit the music.
Start spreading the news.
Come on, music, bro.
I'm leaving today.
Hey, you son of a bitch. You call me out in my town? In New York? Shut up. Okay, I invented head, so shut up. You douche. Okay. OVW? Who'd you ever invent, bro? You know who I invented? Steve Austin. Rock. Undertaker. Kane. Shut up. Luthez. Bruno Sammartino. Water. I even parted the Red Seas because I'm a man of God. I'm a wrestling god. And you're a mark, and all you are marks, and you need to bow down and kiss my feet. And you need to kiss my ass, you hick. He's scared, man. He's scared. Look at Midnight Express, bro. Midnight Express, they got nothing on Lex Express. Douche. I hate you, bro. You know what else I invented? Tank Abbott. Natural Born Thrillers. Billy Kidman.
Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, one small step for Cornette, one giant leap for wrestling.
Hit the music. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. We had fun. Thank you.